just finished our basic ganache, which is just cream and chocolate. When making chocolate truffles, however, you want to add a little bit of butter to it, just to give it a little bit more texture and pliability. So we're going to do the same process that we did before. We're just going to heat up some cream in the same way, making sure to stir it until it gets to the point where it simmers. Okay, follow me over here. Ooh, it's high. Okay, so we're going to be pouring this cream into chocolate that's pre-melted, and the reason we're doing that is because in truffles you're using a little bit less cream. You need the ganache to be nice and stiff, and you need to be able to roll it in a ball and kind of work with it. So we're using less cream, and in order to get the chocolate all melted in there, we need to pre-melt the chocolate. So we're almost there. Just going to wait till this simmers. Okay, our cream is almost at a simmer. Let me see. I'm going to stop whisking for a second to see how it's coming to a simmer on the edges here. I cheat, give it a little burst of heat. Get it going? Perfect. Okay, and I'm going to pour it over the chocolate. There we are. And with my spatula, I'm just going to slowly stir it. There we go. Oh, this looks beautiful. And remember, the darker the chocolate you use, the stiffer it'll be. I've used some really dark Valrhona chocolate, 70%. The really fun thing that you can do with these good quality single origin chocolates is kind of have a chocolate tasting party. The chocolates are single origin, so they're grown in very specific areas. You know, you could have one kind of chocolate that's grown near shade-grown coffee, and so you get kind of that taste of coffee. Some chocolates are grown near fruits, and they have fruity flavors. It's almost like wine tasting, so it's really fun. Some of the really great labels that do this are Michel Cluzel. Another one would be Valrhona. There's a great chocolate from Venezuela called El Rey. They make fantastic single origin chocolates. Okay, here we are. We're almost there. You want your mixture to be nice and smooth. There we go. Okay. You want to make sure there's no chunks of chocolate left in your bowl. Oh, it's so good. I just want to dip my finger in there and taste it. So, so, so good. You know, in fact, see. Oh, it's so velvety, so chocolatey, and so creamy. I'm going to, hold on. Ready? I'm going to add in a little bit of butter. Oh, that was really strong chocolate, but so good. And I'm just going to gently stir it in. The imperfections in the truffles are what are delicious. In fact, the reason that they're called truffles is because they look so much like the original truffles that are dug up, the delicacy, the fungus that grows underneath trees in the forest, mostly in Eastern and Western Europe, in really woodsy areas. They actually use pigs and wild boar to hunt them out. But you know, those are very kind of knobby looking, small to medium sized kind of nuggets, and chocolate truffles are called that because that's really what they resemble. So next time you're in a shop, don't be intimidated by the look of those truffles because they're supposed to look knobby and they're supposed to look imperfect and delicious. Okay, our truffle mixture is really nice and smooth and shiny. So now I'm going to put it in a shallower container and put it in the freezer, and that'll take a lot less time to set. It needs to be really firm in order to be able to roll the truffles and get them in a semi-decent shape. So hang out with me for a second while this cools down, and then I'll show you how to roll truffles and dust them with cocoa powder. So this is a truffle mixture that's been cooled down. See how really stiff it is? You can take a melon baller or a small portion scooper like this, even a small teaspoon. They don't have to be this size. It can be any size that you like. And you're just going to roll a ball with it. It can be tricky to get it out sometimes, but you're going to roll it like this. Take a little bit of the cocoa powder. There you go. Get it in a colander or a sifter. Just kind of roll it around like this. There you go. Add a little bit more. And just pick it up really carefully and place it here. There you go. And just repeat the process. Now the fantastic thing about a ganache and this truffle mixture is you can doctor it up with anything you want. Some liqueur, some good Cointreau in here would be delicious. Bourbon. I mean, you can really do anything you want. You could toast up some coconut and roll your truffles in toasted coconut, pecans. My favorite thing to do is to take pieces of toffee, chop them up into really fine bits, and after I've rolled them in cocoa powder, kind of roll them around in a little bit of toffee. It's so, so, so delicious. So you want to get, you know, about a dozen of these going at a time because it'll start to warm up, and you don't want to work with it if it's too warm. So here we go. I'm just going to shape it really quickly, dump it in here, throw on some cocoa powder, dust it around, and put it back on my tray. And as soon as I've got about a dozen here, maybe a quarter of the mixture, I'm going to put it back in the freezer. They need to remain cold until they're ready to be served. And that's pretty much it. That's chocolate truffles. They don't have to look perfect. They don't have to look beautiful. They just have to taste delicious. Oh, even when they're not super firm and done yet, they're so silky and good. So good. Put a little raspberry jam in there. It'd be delicious. I probably have chocolate all over my face. So yummy. I'm going to go ahead and put these in the freezer, and when we come back, I'm going to show you how to make a decadent chocolate custard to put in another one of those tart shells that we made earlier. I'll be right back.